Hi guys, welcome to another episode. I am doing this episode because I was inspired by one of my beautiful friends, and her question was how to stop being jealous of other women and how to stop being jealous in general. So, I'm going to share with you my tips on how to stop being jealous and what jealousy actually means. And if you're wondering what the hell is happening with my hair, the answer is I don't know. I put it in like a bird nest thing, and then throughout the day, it's like done its own thing. And someone gave me a flower today when I was on my walk. He just like this older man was just walking, and he said in Dutch, but I understood, but I can't repeat it in Dutch because I can't speak as well as I can listen. And he said, "Oh, madame, would you like a flower?" And I was like, "Oh, yes, please." And then I took the flower. So that's why I've just decided to randomly put it in my hair. It smells divine. Okay, so jealousy, being jealous of other women's bodies, being jealous of all the things, like how real is jealousy? So, first of all, what exactly is jealousy, right? Jealousy is a complex emotion. It includes a range of feelings from suspicion to fear to humiliation. Thank you, Becky. I'm glad you're loving my rose and my hair, my random hair today. So, jealousy is like a range of emotions and it affects everybody because we're all human, right, to different degrees. And I'll explain that a little bit in a moment. And it's usually stimulated when a person receives a threat. The threat may be real or imagined. So, that's the definition of jealousy in the dictionary. And Becky's just saying, you look more and more happy all the time. Thank you. I am happier more and more each day. Paranoia, exactly. Becky, anyone that's also watching or listening back to this, Becky is a psychiatrist, a hypnotherapist. She's amazing. So I'm sure she'll be adding value to this video as I go along. So jealousy comes from lack of trust. And when I say lack of trust, I mean lack of trust in the process of your life, lack of trust in your partner, but it comes ultimately from lack of trust in yourself. It all comes back to self, everything, right? A lack of trust breeds insecurity, which creates jealousy. And we stifle these feelings because they're uncomfortable. We don't like want to feel jealous. They're uncomfortable feelings to feel. But the cold truth is it's a self-fulfilling prophecy, jealousy is. And what that means is if you constantly are jealous and you know you're going to be jealous, you expect to be jealous, then of course you feel these jealous feelings, and then whatever you're jealous about becomes true. So if you're worried about someone getting a job raise, that's not a thing, you know what I mean, like a higher job, a higher paid job, and you're constantly worrying about that, then someone's going to do that because you're going to have proof that your jealousy is real. So it's a self-fulfilled prophecy. And the next title of my jealousy blog is called The Centre of the Onion. So let me explain this a little bit. When my clients come to me with feelings of jealousy, I imagine turning them into this pink sparkly onion, right? Bear with me. And I legit Googled pink sparkly onion to see if I could put a photo within my blog, and there was no photos of pink sparkly onions in Google. So, you know, I might actually create one and put it in my blog, who knows. But the reason I'm using this analogy is because onions have layers, right? First of all, you've got the tough brown onion skin. And when you peel that away, sometimes it takes frigging forever to peel that skin off as well. So obviously I'm talking about my clients in regards to an onion, and I'm using the words pink sparkly onion because it seems nicer. So you've got that brown skin first. When you peel the skin away, you've got that thick, like it's almost like a protective film, and then you have to take that off. And then as you peel more and more of the onion away, each bit becomes softer and it makes you cry. So can you see where I'm going with this? This is why I love this onion analogy. So underneath the emotion, jealousy, you will always find at the core of the onion lack of self-worth, lack of self-respect, lack of self-confidence, which I believe all of that equates to lack of self-love. When I talk about self-love, I mean self-esteem, self-confidence, self-worth. All of that all together is lack of lack of self-love. And the brown skin, for example, the first layer of the onion will be jealousy, and then the protective film underneath that will be something like anger, and then the layer underneath that may be fear, and then insecurity, and then the next one would be something like I'm not good enough, I'm not as good as her, and then the very core thing will be I don't feel worthy, I don't feel good enough. So it's lack of self-love. That's always at the core of most negative emotions if you start peeling back the layers, right? So being jealous of other women's bodies then, the direction of jealousy towards other women's bodies, it comes from comparison, because if we didn't compare, we wouldn't feel jealous, right? So if we're so full of love for ourselves and stand strong in who we are, we wouldn't feel jealous, because when what someone else had, it won't matter to us because we're whole within ourselves. So I remember before I started my journey a couple of years ago, my healing journey, my transformation journey, whatever you want to call it, I remember, and this is quite funny now I talk about it, being so freaking jealous of everything and everyone. It was almost to the point of like, really? Is that actually happening in my brain right now? So let me just give you an example. So when I used to watch films, movies with my boyfriend at the time, when I was like, before I was on this journey, I would be furious, and I mean like really fucking furious, if we was watching a film and a hot girl came on. I mean, come on, they use hot women in films all the time. That's all we ever see, which adds fuel to our self-hate and all of this stuff, but that's another topic. And I remember being furious. Like, I would be thinking in my head, how dare that woman be so hot? Like, how dare the film crew be zooming in on this perfect woman's body while she's getting undressed or having sex or whatever film I was watching. Not porn, by the way. Not that there's nothing wrong with that, I just don't get anything out of watching porn. I make my own. Anyway, and I would literally be like, how dare my boyfriend be looking at this TV screen right now, looking at this woman, because I know what he's thinking. I decided that he was thinking, oh, I wish Victoria looked like that, or she's amazing, or I wish I could have a piece of that, whatever. I made all this stuff up in my head, but the thing was, that shit was real for me. You know, my heart would race. I would want the scene to like hurry up and just be done with, so I didn't have to feel this like raging anger and jealousy. Like, I would feel anger, annoyed, and then it would be sadness, and then I would just basically feel not good enough, and I would feel unworthy. So maybe you can relate to this, because I know for sure I wasn't the only one, and this is what I help a lot of my clients with as well: jealousy, comparison, all of this stuff. And so if you are struggling right now, I really feel you. Like, from my heart, I give you the biggest compassionate cuddle from me to you right now, because there's no magic wand to just fix your jealousy either. It takes time, but it absolutely can be done. What I just explained to you, what I used to think, even just watching a movie, that shit was real for me. And now, like, I can watch anything and watch all these beautiful women and have the love of my life also watching these beautiful women, and I don't feel any pang of like, oh, she's so amazing, I wish I looked like that, because I'm me and she's not me and I'm not her, and that's the beautiful thing about life. But it takes a while to get there. It takes getting outside of your comfort zone. It takes pushing your boundaries. It takes doing that inner work on yourself that I always talk about, right? But you absolutely can achieve like freedom, like peace within yourself, self-love, what I'm talking about, that is the core to everything. So I would like to start as well by bringing this mirror analogy to you. So if you've not heard me talk about this before, you would have heard other personal development people talking about it. It's about using everybody and everything as a mirror. So the next time you're jealous of anyone or anything, so it can be someone's body, someone's car, someone's money, right? This is showing you that there's something going on inside of you that you need to work on, or could work on, would be helpful to work on. I don't like to use the words need or should, because I don't like those words. They're too like pushy from a place of fear, right? So when you are triggered, remember that saying I used last time, our triggers are our teachers, which is by Shanae Momoko. I think I'm saying her name right this time. Our triggers are our teachers, right? If you're jealous of someone else's body, for example, yeah, let's use body image as an example because that's where I'm the expert in. It's a sign that you need to work on your body acceptance and mirror work and building that trust within yourself and building that relationship with you and your body. If you're jealous of somebody's car or house or money, for example, then ask yourself, what could this be showing about you, about yourself, that you need to work on or could be invited to work on? Only you'll know that answer within yourself. But maybe if it's a money thing that you're jealous of, maybe it's showing that it will be beneficial for you if you worked on practicing gratitude for everything that you have right now in your life, and again working on your self-worth, because if you feel worthy and you feel grateful for what you have in this moment, you know that everything you have right now is a gift. But everything you desire, because we can have, be, and do anything we want, everything you desire is coming to you, and it can be achieved with faith, with working hard, with taking the action steps, and with resilience, not giving up. Too many people give up and then just be jealous of rich people and think, oh, well, and they think of all sorts of excuses why they're going to be annoyed or jealous of this rich person because they've not done the steps to get there. Right? So it comes back to self all the time. And my most favourite thing I like to discuss and give the analogy around everyone is a mirror, because this really resonated with me, is use your triggers, see your triggers as a wound that you have within yourself, right? So let's again use body image as an example. Say if someone comes up to you and says, what happened to your abs? I thought you were all into the gym and all healthy and everything, right? If someone said that to you and then that caused you to be like, oh my God, like I literally want to die right now, that is so emotionally painful for me, then that's showing you that you have a body image wound within yourself that needs love, that needs healing, right? If someone coming up to you and saying to you, what happened to your abs? I thought you were all into gym and fitness, and that doesn't bother you in the slightest, which is the me now. Like the old me would have literally wanted to just shrivel up and die if someone had said that to me. The new me, well, the new me, like I'm forever growing, right? But the me now, my sense of self now, if someone says that to me, it doesn't bother me like in the slightest, because I've healed that body image wound within myself, and not only have I healed that so it doesn't hurt anymore, it's even stronger than when it was before I had that wound, because now I've got scar tissue over it, so it's even stronger. So you absolutely can take anything that you're struggling with right now. It won't happen overnight, but you absolutely can take all these inner steps and be stronger in that area than you ever have been before. That's the beauty of like personal development, healing, like spirituality, all this like inner work, right? It's just so powerful and so magical. It's changed my life, which is why I'm here teaching you guys. And I would like to invite you to journal about this. So after you've watched this or listened to this, I would like you to just sit with yourself with a pen and paper and be like, what are my triggers? So like write down in a column what your triggers are. So it could be seeing someone slim at the gym, seeing someone in a bikini on holiday that's got the quote perfect body. Could be someone with a nice car, someone who's running their online business and doesn't ever seem to be working at it. Like whatever the trigger is for you, write your triggers down. And then I'll invite you to get curious about this. So first of all, like ask yourself, like, where is this come from? Because it will be a time in your past, whether you was a child or wherever it might be, however old you were, that something similar has happened and you've not made peace with that situation, or you've not known how to make peace with that situation because you were too young and you didn't know how to process your emotions. So everything that we carry forth with us into our adult lives now, if we're triggered by something, I guarantee it's something that happened in the past that you're still holding on to, or you decided that because someone said this to you, then that's now your belief and they must be right, so now you're just not worthy. So that, get curious with yourself and like ask, like, where's this trigger come from? And then I would invite you to ask how you can release that belief, release that trigger, and move forward. There's a lot more in depth to this, which I can't explain now, but reach out to me if you need help. And I want to go ahead now and give you, how many tips did I do? 6 tips to soften the jealousy. And I say soften jealousy because you can't just be like, oh, here you go, you're not jealous anymore, right? Because it's the inner work. So I'm going to offer you 6 tips. So tip number 1 is shift your focus onto the goodness in your life. And yes, I'm talking gratitude. When aren't I talking gratitude? But seriously, it's impossible to feel grateful and to feel negative feelings at the same time. So during times of jealousy, or even as a practice every single day, like I do twice a day, physically write down, don't just think it. If you can write it as well, it's a lot more powerful. Write down at least 5 things that you're grateful for, and then why. So don't just be like, my bed, my mum, my dad, my boyfriend, done. Like, it's like a practice. Like, actually be like, okay, what am I grateful for? And why am I grateful for those things? And then connect with your feelings and that love and gratitude that you have. So that's tip number 1. Focus on the goodness in your life. Tip number 2, remind yourself that nobody has it all. Like, really, there will always be someone who is prettier than you, smarter than you, richer than you, but nobody is you, right? How amazing is that? And on the flip side, there will also be somebody, you will also be, prettier, smarter, richer than other people as well. So it works both ways. So just remind yourself, like when you're in this jealous rage, that the people that you're jealous of are most likely also jealous of somebody else. So it's quite funny when you think about it. Well, I can find the humour in that. So it takes practice. Tip number 3, this is a biggie. Avoid the value. No, it would help if I got it right. Tip number 3. Avoid people who value material things and who hold their self-worth in their body image, like I used to. Don't hang out with the old me, okay? Don't hang out with the old me who was like, oh my God, his car's so amazing, I'm just gonna like sleep with him because he's got a nice car. Like, that was literally me. Not even ashamed to admit it. Don't hang out with the old me who's always talking about dieting, always talking about body image, always judging people, always judging themselves, right? Even talking about my energy is just like, bleh, right? So ask yourself, are you hanging around with people who are just meh, who are moaning all the time, like never happy with themselves, like, and you know, when you've heard that saying that you are the average of the 5 people that you are closest to, it's a fact. Whether you want to be or not, it is absolutely a fact because of all the energy changes and shifts that happen, and then something happens with your energy field that matches their vibration and all this complicated quantum physics stuff. But it's true. Like, if you're around people who are always bragging about their car, or the opposite of being jealous about people who have got more money, basically people who hold value with material things, money, and their body image and diets, like, stop hanging around with them. Find out what your personal values are, and if you don't know what your values are, there's a link in my blog that's going to be all linked to these videos where you can actually do a little quiz that helps you determine what your personal values are. And everyone's values are different, and that's the beauty of life, because whenever we're living out of alignment with our personal values, we're not going to feel happy. And as obvious as that sounds, if you don't know what your personal values are, even though you might think you do the quiz and see. If you're not living with those alignment with them, you're not going to be happy. So it all comes down to your personal values. And I tell you now, you won't find value in external shit. And I know that from experience. I'm not saying external stuff can't bring joy into your life or you can't appreciate those things. I mean, we have a Tesla, right? Well, I say it's not mine, it's his, it's ours, whatever. But it's a beautiful car. But I don't give a shit if like someone's got no car. I don't look at them and be like, well, we've got a Tesla. Like, what the fuck? The actual opposite. So we're so blessed to have this car, and I'm so blessed to experience driving this car, but it doesn't define who I am. I'm no better than anyone who can't even afford a car. No way. So this leads me on to tip number 4, is actually spend time then with people who are grateful and happy just to be alive, right? I mean, yes, I'm going to be talking similar traits to how I view myself, right? But again, I wasn't always like this. So have you ever spent time with someone who just makes you feel happier? Like, you can't really pinpoint why, you just feel happier when you're with them. It's that energy exchange again, right? They always seem to be looking at life through like rose tinted glasses. I have them on all the time, they're just invisible. They see problems as not problems, but as opportunities to learn, to grow, to find solutions to their current situation. Nothing's ever a problem. It's just a solution to be found and something to learn from, right? And these people are grateful to be alive. They appreciate the small things in life, the warmth of the sun on their skin, right, when they go for a walk, the beauty of the flowers and how different every flower is. It's just amazing. Like, the taste of food, like the fact that we can just go and buy food and eat food, like, to me, that's a miracle. So by spending time with such people, these positive, happy, grateful people, they will have an effect on you. So go and get yourself some positive people to spend time with. And if you struggle to find positive people, then why don't you become that positive person that people want to be around? Why don't you become the light for others? It's a question. Tip number 5, understand that the media and marketeers fuel the flame for jealousy. So just like diet culture fuels the flame of body hate and never feeling good enough, right? When all you see everywhere is advertisements of anything and everything that you absolutely must have in order to be happy, then no wonder that we're always wanting something else. There's no wonder, right? So you buy the new iPhone, and then what seems like months later, there's a new version that's out. And then you don't want your old iPhone anymore. You want this new one because your one is now old. So we've literally been taught and conditioned to always want more. And it doesn't make us happy. Like I said, it will make you happy like a little bit of, in little pieces. So if you're constantly looking for external stuff to make you happy, it will be little bits of happiness. But then when that's died down, you still ain't going to be happy in here, right? So number 6, this is the last tip for jealousy. And it's a really important one, you know, because number 6 is celebrate the success of others. When you notice that jealousy creeping in, sometimes it helps to challenge it, right? And do the complete opposite of what you actually really want to do. So if you're jealous of someone's body at the gym, go and tell them that you think they look hot. Go and tell them that you like their body, right? If you're jealous of a friend's car, even if he's bragging about it and being a dick about it, I don't know why I've turned it to a him, sorry, that's me being sexist, right? Go and tell this friend that you really like his car, and try and be as genuine as possible about it. Like, don't be like, yeah, I really like your car, and then like pull faces behind the back. Like, if you notice this jealousy, again, challenge yourself to go and give that person that you're jealous of a compliment. Show your appreciation for what they have. Tell them that you wish you could also have that. Like, be vulnerable and open. This won't solve the jealousy. As I said previously, the solving part is working on yourself, is all that inner work, right? But it would definitely help. The most important thing to take with you when you do this challenge, aka going to compliment someone about something you're jealous of, is to give yourself so much compassion before, during, and after you doing this. So be proud of yourself for doing that. Be proud of yourself for getting out of your own head and going and giving that person that compliment, when all you really wanted to do was be bitchy and find faults with them to try and make yourself feel better, because everyone's a mirror. So be compassionate to yourself, right? And I hope these tips have helped. And if you need help with any of this, like, you guys must know by now, I offer a free coaching call. And that's not just to sign you as a private client. I actually have online programs that aren't available online. So it might be an online program is matching what you want to do with your investment. It might be you be joining my Victoria's Secret to Self-Love group coaching. It might be that I recommend a book or give you a worksheet, or it might be that you sign up for coaching with me. Whatever it is, if you need help, reach out to me and I can help you either way, and I'd love to connect with you. So if it's helped, please share this and please tag people, because it helps me get that message out. I'm so pleased my little flower stayed in my hair the whole time. It smells really nice. It does smell nice. So happy Thursday. Well, when I'm talking right now, it's Thursday. You might not be watching this on a Thursday. I love you all. And again, if you have any questions, by the way, if you want me to talk about a specific topic to do it into an episode, it's helpful to me because I know what you guys want, right? So yeah, and I'd love to help you. So I love you all, and I will see you next time.